Good evening. It's Monday, November the 10th. We will call this meeting to order. Before we get started, I'll ask that everyone please turn off their cell phones. That would be greatly appreciated. First, we'll open in prayer. Father, we thank you for this opportunity we have to come before you to conduct the business of our great city. Thank you for your many blessings, and we ask your blessings upon the day tomorrow, Veterans Day, for those that have served our great country to allow us this very freedom that we exercise here tonight. We thank you for them. Ask that you bless them and bless our meeting, that everything we do will be done decently in order. Guard our minds, guard our mouths, and guard our attitudes. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Councilman Hooper, would you lead us in the pledge?
Face the flag, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Woods.
Here.
Councilman Marcello.
Here.
Councilman Hooper.
Here.
Councilman Godfrey.
Here.
Councilman Reynolds.
Here.
Councilman LeBoux.
Here.
President Larkin.
Here, the visitor's docket is set aside for anyone who wishes to come speak on an item that is not on tonight's agenda, and we ask ahead of time that we fill out visitors' cards. We have none tonight, so we will move on to no amendments to the agenda. The October 27th regular meeting minutes have been distributed to the council. Are there any corrections? Being none, the minutes are approved. We have no awards, approval of bid awards, ratifications, condemnations, and resolutions. We will move to introductions of ordinances with Mr. Williams.
An ordinance authorizing the city of DeRidder to enter into a contract with Landmark American Insurance Company through McGriff and Marshall McClellan ABC LLC Company for the purpose of adding of City of DeRidder's property schedule in its entirety to the current property policy in place for the First Street School and repealing all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith. Whereas the city of DeRidder owns various commercial property as described in the proposed summary prepared for the city by Landmark American Insurance Company through McGriff and Marshall McClellan ABC LLC Company, and whereas the city desires to purchase commercial property insurance for the city's property schedule via endorsement to the First Street School property policy effective January 1st, 2026, and the city's property schedule is being renewed with the First Street School property effective June 1st, 2026, as set forth in Exhibit A here too, that therefore be it ordained that the city be and is hereby authorized through its mayor to enter into a contract with Landmark American Insurance Company through McGriff from a package of commercial property insurance combining all city insured property locations with the First Street School location to be one policy and renewing simultaneously effective at 12:01 a.m. on June 1st, 2026, Central Daylight Time, which will eliminate the January 1st, 2026 city property insurance renewal date completely. All as in accordance with the insurance proposal attached here too, as Exhibit A, be it further ordained that all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith be and the same are hereby repealed, thus done and adopted on the 24th day of November 2025 by the City Council of the City of DeRidder in regular session duly convened in council chambers at DeRidder, Louisiana.
May I have a motion to introduce? Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Marcello.
Yes.
Councilman Hooper.
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds.
Yes.
Councilman LeBoux. President Larkin.
Yes, the motion being approved, the public hearing is set for Monday, November the 24th, 2025.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of DeRidder to execute a cooperative endeavor agreement and all necessary documentation between the Louisiana Department of Treasury, State of Louisiana, and the city of DeRidder pertaining to an appropriation act of Act 461 of the 2025 regular legislative session for the purpose of renovations to the animal control shelter and repealing all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, whereas during the 2025 regular legislative session of the state of Louisiana, the Louisiana legislature awarded under Act 461 funding to the city of DeRidder in an amount of $30,000 for the purpose of renovations to the animal control shelter, and whereas the public purpose of funding aims to provide for the transfer, deposit, and use of monies among state funds, and whereas there is no match required by the city for this grant allocation, and whereas to receive appropriated funding for Act 461 of the 2025 Louisiana regular legislative session, the city must execute a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Louisiana Department of Treasury, State of Louisiana, as set forth in Exhibit A here too. Now therefore be it ordained that the city council of the city does hereby authorize the mayor of the city to execute a CEA and all necessary documentation between the Louisiana Department of Treasury, State of Louisiana, and the city pertaining to the appropriation of Act 461 of the 2025 regular legislative session for renovations to to the city's animal control shelter in accordance with the agreement attached here to Exhibit A. Be it further ordained that the mayor of the city be and is hereby authorized to any and all things and to sign any and all necessary documents to effectuate the purposes set forth herein. Be it further ordained that the CEA shall begin on July 1st, 2025 and shall terminate on July 1st, 2026 with every effort made by the city to complete objectives of the CEA and incur approved expenses by July 1st, 2026. Be it further ordained that the CEA shall not be extended after the June 30th, 2026 deadline without legislative action or approval. Be it further ordained that all ordinances and partial ordinances in conflict herewith be in the same or hereby repealed. Thus done and adopted on the 24th day of November 2025 by the City Council of the City of DeRidder in regular session will be convened in the council chambers at DeRidder, Louisiana.
May I have introduction, or ordinance for introduction?
I move to introduce as read.
Excuse me, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Hooper,
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods,
Yes.
Councilman Marcello,
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds,
Yes.
Councilman LeBoux,
Yes.
President Larkin.
Yes, the motion being approved, the public hearing is set for Monday, November 24th, 2025. We will move to public hearing.
An ordinance granting a variance to KP Dine LLC to allow a convenience store that sells packaged alcohol products to be built on property identified by the Boulevard Parish Tax Assessor Parcel number 0337318200, which is less than 300 feet from the property line of the playground located in Veterans Park, Mellon, and East First Street, and repealing all ordinances and partial ordinances in conflict herewith.
At this time, I'm going to open the public hearing and ask if there are any public comments. I will remind each one of you that this is not a question and answer. This is a time for your public comments. We would ask you that you would limit your time because there's a bunch of you here. If you all want to speak, we have to allow that, but please keep your comments to a minimum, and everything, if you don't mind, will be done in order. Please don't speak, no outbursts unless you're called upon. So we'll open the public hearing at this time for anyone that would like to make public comments. You have to come forth to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is John Hyde. I live on Stacy Lane here in DeRidder. A little bit different on this side of the fence, but I thank all of y'all for your service here. I was not asked by anybody to speak. I'm doing this on my own. But I know and have known the Pernisi family for many, many, many years. My dear friend Sam Pernisi, friend of over 60 years, is here with us tonight. At the property that is hopefully going to be for sale by the Pernisis, it had 3 homes on it. One home was Sam and his family. His father was a principal here at elementary school in DeRidder. His mother was a school teacher in DeRidder. Sam and his sister graduated from DeRidder High School. Another home was Mary Pernisi Harris, who ran the DMV here in DeRidder. She had 3 children, Mary Olga, Vicky, and Frankie. All 3 graduated from DeRidder High School. The other home on the property was with the brother and sister George and Helen Pernisi, who ran Pernisi's Grocery and helped a lot of people throughout the community who had trouble buying groceries, and they kind of started before Walmart got involved, delivering groceries or putting in your order, come by and pick it up. That's a story for another day. But the only reason for mentioning that is that the Pernisi family has been here and been part of this community for many, many years. They're not just some outsider that came in and wants to make a quick dollar. They're here, they care about this community. They have family members that are buried at Boulevard Cemetery here, and they also, 12 years or so ago, they donated over 6 acres of land to the city of DeRidder, right across the street from the property that's in question. So their commitment to DeRidder, just because they don't live here now, does not mean they don't care about DeRidder. So that brings us to the variance, and I'm gonna try and be brief because Randy's already looking at me. But anyway, the business here that they're trying to sell the property, I want to make one thing straight, is that it is not a liquor store. It is a convenience store. Now, I don't know what all the convenience store does. I know a lot of what they do, but I think that's going to be addressed later by somebody who knows more than I know. But here in DeRidder now, we have several businesses that sell alcohol. Steamboat Bill's is directly across from West Park. I don't know how the 300 feet's measured. I've heard all kind of different stories about it. But, so I won't get into that because I don't know the specifics of it. The Steamboat Mills is directly across the street from West Park. Nice restaurant. They offer alcohol if you want it. Across the street also from the highway is a Mexican place, and they sell alcohol. You can go there anytime you want, and across from the park, and after you have made a walk, get you some margaritas and nachos if you want to. Also, of course, downtown, everybody knows we got Cecil's, and Cecil's has been an asset in my mind to this community. I think it's brought in a lot of sales tax dollars, which is more important than anything else here. And they certainly, I think, is a very fine place and is good for this community. Right directly across the street from Veterans Park, closer to Veterans Park than Pernici's property is a Mexican place. Fiesta, I'm not sure the proper name for it, but it's a nice location. I've only been there like once. They sell alcohol. I think they're an asset to this community. On the west side of town, we got Brookshire Brothers. Obviously, I think Brookshire Brothers must have failed the 300-foot test, so they didn't get to sell at the time they requested alcohol in their store. So they wisely went out another 30, 40 feet or whatever the measurement is and put up a portable building on their property that they can sell alcohol there. That property, as y'all all well know, is right adjacent to Grace Church, which is a church that I attend. It is surrounded by Grace School, which has, I don't know, way over 100 kids a day that go to that school, and they surround the Brookshire's property, and they surround the store that sells alcohol there. Could be wrong. I have not heard of anything or any instance with children or anybody there's been any problems with that store there selling alcohol. And there's a few other places in town, as y'all well know, that sell alcohol that might not be close proximity to any parks, churches, or whatever the deal is. So I want to say that I'm pointing this out because what this convenience store is wanting to do is not anything different than what a whole lot of stores and restaurants is already doing in this town. I'm not against those restaurants. I was on the city council back in the 80s, served a brief stint with this group, and when I pass by these locations and I see cars and parking lots full, I think it's great because it's sales tax dollars, and I know, just like everybody else knows, if we don't have a lot of sales tax dollars, we're going to suffer as a city. And that's what these people bring in, and I support every one of them. This is not about, in my opinion, alcohol. I'm not lobbying for alcohol. That's not it. It's for economic development here in our city. And that's what this convenience store is going to bring to us. It's going to increase, hopefully, sales tax. It's definitely going to increase property tax, and it's going to employ people that live in our community. How many? I don't know, but if it's one, that's better than what it is now. So I just look at the economic development, and I like the fact that they're going on the east side of town. Everything seems to go down Pine Street and north, and that's great. I'm for every one of them. But I like to see the whole town develop, and so going on the east side, in my opinion, is an asset for this community. We got Tony's Mexican place over here. Nice, fine building. Good. I've been there a few times. The parking lot's always full, and I smile every time I see it because that's what I'm rooting for as a resident of this community. So I just ask that y'all take in consideration all these factors that I have pointed out, and I'm sure others will point out some other ones, and some of them would be different from mine. But the economic development is what we all should be hoping for in our community. And by bringing in another store, convenience store, not a liquor store, is going to help improve our position here in DeRidder. It will bring in additional dollars so we can do what we want to do with them. So I ask that you consider voting yes on this issue, and I'm for the city of DeRidder. So I thank all of y'all and appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde.
Go ahead.
You gave a good speech.
Yeah, thank you.
And I agree with a whole lot that he said.
Name and address for the record, please.
Russell Shute, 609 South Helen Street. And the first thing I want to say is about the Benicia family. They was a great, great, great family. I don't know the young ones, but I knew the old ones. I knew Miss Mary, Miss Helen, Mr. Frank, George Benicia. I knew all of them, and they helped take care of us. I remember I used to walk from my house with my grandmother, auntie, and I got a little joke to tell on my brother. Mr. George come to our house and deliver groceries. We called it the big house. My little brother was scared because he'd come with his apron on and there'd be blood on there. We'd be butchering and cutting, and he would run and holler and run up under the bed. They took care of us. I used to walk barefooted from my home down the track to their store. And I mean, just like the brother said, you could get anything you want. They helped a lot of people. They was the older people. And for me thinking and knowing what I knew about them, I knew the old man too. I knew them all. I just feel like they would go along with what I'm thinking. We just don't want it over on that side of town. I think it's enough liquor stores there. And it's not a liquor store. We gotta have nothing against the store. It's against them selling the liquor. It's against what the rules says. And we just don't, we have enough of around us. We have a lot of in alcohol, selling it out the store, taking it away, drinking it in the street. It could cause drug addict. It could cause a lot of stuff. I'm not against profiting. I'm not against none of that prosperity. I love it because I want to prosper myself. But I'm against it because of our kids, because of our community, because of our churches. The more liquor they have, liquor stores they have there, the more they can bring it out and drink it anywhere, stand out in the open, throwing it around. That's up against us. In our community, that's why we're here. We don't want it. That's in our community. We don't want it. And if you vote yes, we can't stop it. I'm not going to be mad at nobody because I love all of y'all. I have a lot of love for everybody in here in my heart. But if you do it and you go against it, we're here to stop it, then you letting us know y'all don't care about us. So we love y'all.
My name is Pastor David Isles. I'm the pastor of the Greater St. Paul Church of God in Christ. I'm not against prosperity.
Give me your address, sir, for Ms. Glenn.
605 Malone Street.
605.
That's where the church is located.
Thank you, sir.
The reason I'm here is it doesn't directly affect me in our church and our community, because I had to put a fence up to keep them from throwing wine bottles and liquor bottles on our church property. I put a fence in front of the church. If you pass by the church, there's another fence, and I try to beautify the city because I'm one of the first churches that when you come into the city, you see. So it's a problem for me in the church. And it's a problem for our young people, because when you make it plentiful, we ought to be about protecting our young people as well. You know, prosperity goes a long way. And I know the family, the Menezes family. I think all of us do. But we're not against the convenience store, but the selling of alcohol. We got enough alcohol places already in our community. How would you feel if it was in your community, next door to where you live? Would you want it there? So you got to think about other people, and that's what we're here today to voice our opinion. We want y'all to consider, it's not about the store, but it's about the alcohol that will be sold in the store. We got enough people walk by every day. If you search in a cop there, you can see people with a little black bag coming out of there, walking up and down the street in front of the store. I get it every day. y'all just pick it up every once in a while. But that's a constant thing for me, paying my lawn keeper. He pick up whiskey bottles all the time in that ditch or in front of that church. So that's why we're here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Jeremy Jones, 2603 Robert E. Lee Drive, DeRidder. Good evening, Mayor Harris, members of the City Council, members of our community. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I want to take a moment, which a lot of it's already been addressed, but I want to address it again because there's been so much misinformation about this property on social media and within our community. This is not going to be a liquor store. We've already discussed that. You'll see, if you'll look at the screen here, this is gonna be the proposed development. Very similar, probably not exact, but very similar to what is wanting to go on the property. It's a grab-and-go convenience store. It is a well-established Louisiana-based chain, okay? Louisiana company, more than 30 locations across South Louisiana. They're gonna offer a lot of products, which include freshly prepared foods, smoked meats, barbecue. I don't know if a lot of y'all probably familiar with Buc-ee's. The Buc-ee's barbecue is almost identical to what this store will offer. Barbecue sandwiches, plate lunches, cold box stocked full of fresh foods, high quality fuel, and normal convenience items. While the store does and will sell some alcohol, that's going to be for off-site consumption. No on-site consumption that will be offered at the location. This is the big thing. The variance that's being requested is a distance of less than 100 foot from the park, not from the minimum buffer. And it only applies to Veterans Park, not St. Mary's Church. That's been another misinformation, too close to St. Mary's. We're not too close to St. Mary's. It's worth noting that Fasto's Fiesta Cafe is less than 80 feet across from Veterans Park. In that location, they have a bar. They serve alcohol there, and it's consumed on premises. In 2012, Fasto's applied for a liquor license and was granted. No objection. The city of DeRidder purchased 9 acres where Veterans Park currently is located on July 31st, 2008. And in that statement of their purchase, and I provided these copies to the council, and it states in there that the purchase of the property was, the intention was to provide recreation for the city of DeRidder. Later, in 2013, the Pernisi family generously donated approximately 4 acres to expand Veterans Park. That section is known as Pernisi Park. On page 4 of the deed that I provided, you will see where it talks about the ordinance that was approved by the city council at that time for the purchases of the property. During any of these transactions and subsequent transactions or developments, there was no objections raised about alcohol and the proximity from Fasto's Cafe, because the property was purchased prior to alcohol being across the street. Look, I'm proud to say I'm pro DeRidder. I'm pro Boulevard Parish. This is my home. My family has been here for many generations. My family has deep roots here, a long history of entrepreneurship in this community, from Paul's Restaurant, which is very close to this property, once stood, DeRidder Ice Plant, Wag-A-Bag convenience stores, and Jones Wholesale Grocery many years ago. Our family has always believed in investing in and supporting our local economy. This proposed grab-and-go location represents that same spirit. It's an opportunity to bring meaningful investment, growth, revitalization to the east side of DeRidder. It's going to enhance an appearance and the vitality of that area tremendously. It's going to encourage additional economic growth going down the road. It's going to provide new and convenient amenities that some don't have in that area right now. And it's going to continue for our growth going forward. This is not gonna be an egregious business. It's not. At its core, the proposal is about progress, about continuing to move DeRidder forward. We all wanna see our community thrive. We wanna attract new businesses, create the opportunity to ensure DeRidder remains a place we wanna call home. This project is one step closer in that direction. Thank you again to the City Council, Mayor Harris, our community, and we hope you take your thoughtful consideration into account. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
I am Jasper Houston, 195, Highway 190 West. I live on the west side of town. My church is on the east side of town. And so often, we have liquor bottles on the steps of the church. I don't agree with another establishment, whether it's pack and go. I mean, I think all the stores around here is pack and go. You don't bring your bottles outside the stores and drink alcohol, I don't think. So it's pack and go. And it's still alcohol. And no matter how you look at it, it's a convenience store that sells alcohol. And I don't think enough, I think there's enough alcohol on the east side of town already. Matter of fact, I did a count just the other day. I saw on the east side about 6 or 7 establishments that sell alcohol. And why do you need more? I mean, the Bible tells me that for the love of money is the root of all evil. And this city is more than money. When I came here 40 years ago, this city was a dry city. In 2005, I believe it was, they voted to have alcohol come into the city. And since that time, if you go throughout this city, you can find 15 to 20 places that sell alcohol. I mean, when's enough enough? When is enough enough? I mean, I don't drink. Of course, I used to consume, but I don't do that anymore. But when is enough enough? And it's not all about money. It's not all about money. I love prosperity, but think about our children that go to that park, Veterans Park, and the first thing they see is somebody coming out with a bottle of alcohol. That's a good teaching experience, isn't it? It's good for our children, isn't it? To teach them, look, there it is. There where you can go and get you a bottle. You can't drink it inside, you can't drink it outside, but you can go and you can buy it from the inside. So I disagree with the establishment that close to Veterans Park, and not only that, the church of St. Mary's, not too far from there. Church, not too far from there. So I just disagree with that. Even though I don't live on this side of town, I do own a house on this side of town. So I completely disagree with another establishment that's going to sell alcohol on this side of town.
I'm going to say something. My name is Bernadine Mays. I live at 603 North Street, DeRidder, Louisiana. For when I heard it was going to be a convenience store, I thought it was a very good idea. But when I found out about liquor, no, I don't agree with it. One of the things is because of the park right across from that it would be across from, and there are children that do go to that park. And if they not, even though they may not be allowed to sit on the property and drink, they'll be over at that park drinking. And that would be my biggest concern. And one thing is, when my grandson is here, he loves going to that park and play. On the same note, that is one of the routes I take when I go walking. I do not want to have to meet up on a drunk person who's out of their mind, because that's one of the main routes I take. And all it's doing is adding more problems. And next thing you know, there's going to be guns and shooting because somebody is a drunk stupor out there. And I just don't think it's a good idea on that side of town. They can do whatever they want to, but on my side of town, I don't think it's a good idea, because that park is for children. And I would hate to see a child get caught in a crossfire of a bullet or anything else, or a bottle being thrown, anything, you know, because once a person get drunk, a lot of times they don't even know what they're doing. And that's a sad situation. Thank you.
Anyone else?
How y'all doing? My name is Michael Jackson. I stay at 1308 Meadowbrook in Green Acres. My concern is, I'm a coach around here. I'm an AAU basketball coach. And we use this Veterans Park. My concern is if we have all these kids down here and you got this store over here with this liquor coming out supposedly, and they get to hollering, ramping, and raving, and our kids hear this, then the parents, they get to hearing it, they won't want to bring their kids down there where they can practice. I was down there the other day, some guys working, I guess a shutdown or something. One of them down there smoking weed. I went over there and told him, I said, partner, you must not be from here, huh? He said, no. So I said, look at them cameras up there. He said, oh, my bad. That's another thing we deal with, kids down there, and they got grown-ups come down there and smoking that weed. Ain't no different than them walking across the street doing the same thing and drinking. My point is, before y'all vote on this all I got to say is, do what's right, not what's popular. That's it.
Good evening, I'm Brenda Isles. I'm a member of Greater St. Paul Church of God in Christ, and I'm just tired
Ms.
of
Isles, I'm sorry, your address, please.
605 Malone Street, the church. And as a person, I am tired of picking up beer bottles, whiskey bottles, and all the time. And every time we have our lawn mowed, we got to pick up bottles and we got to pick up cans. And that's why my husband was saying we have the fence. If you don't have to do that, you know, if you don't live in that area, you don't have that problem. But we live there and we have church there. And also, people are sleeping on the front of our porch of the church. They drink and they fall asleep and they leave towels and junk that they have when they are passing by. And I would hope that you would understand and consider that it's affecting churches. It's affecting children, but it's more especially affecting places that it shouldn't be, our churches.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Samuel Kelly, 902 South Texas Street. I just wanted to say that I'm all for economic development. I think my issue is that I grew up on the east side of town, 50 East 3rd Street, to be exact. The concern that I have is the optics. When I grew up, we had Head Start on the east side of town. We had 2nd and 3rd grade. We've lost everything that's instructive, that uplifts and that builds the community. And we're flooding the community now with things that could potentially be dangerous. Now, I have no problem with the convenience store. I do believe that people have to be responsible in their own actions.
Right.
But all I ask you to do is to consider what we've sent out of the community as instructive and uplifting. Consider what you're flooding it with.
How y'all doing today? Hey, Julian Pee Wee Williams, 1218 Franklin Road. This remind me of a battle when I was in here, sitting in your shoes, when we had Speakeasy, when we got a license, Mr. Vincent know, we got a license to sell daiquiri. We were the only ones in DeRidder at the time that did. Well,
about 3 days later, we started getting all these notifications, and the mayor at the time was sending people to tell me to shut down gracefully, you know, and nah, I got a license. I done it the right way, you know. But come to find out, wasn't the right way because the community wasn't behind it. You see what I'm saying? The community wasn't behind it. Just want y'all to take just one quick second, just to look. These are the people that put you in your seat.
Amen.
These are the people who trust you to do the right thing. These are the people who say, if it is the law, we have no right. But it is illegal, then we have a right. I'm saying, I'm all about business. Anybody in this room, outside this room, will tell you I'm all about business. It was a way that a man or a young lady, woman can make some money to take care of their family. Look, ain't nobody tried it more than me. You know, I grew up on 30 East 2nd Street. You know, house falling in, roaches and rats, same pots we ate with. We're catching water to dump outside. So I know, I'm not telling you anything I'm making up, I know. But the pulse of this community, the pulse of District 2 is saying something. Are we willing to listen to it? Or are we willing to say, don't matter? I don't care how many of you guys come in here. It don't matter, because this is what I want. But we sitting in those seats. It ain't about you. It ain't about you. It ain't about you. It's about us. You know, because we are the reason that we're in those seats. And I know you guys, I serve with you guys, and I know y'all are great people, and I know the battle that you go through. But the problem is not with the store, the alcohol. It's with the incomplete ordinance. Because if we would go back and work some of these ordinances, update some of these ordinances, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. Because a business should come in, and whether we support it or not, when they come in, is up to us support. But you make it hard because we got old ordinances. So therefore, we in the situation, and instead of, to me, that this should be tabled and we go back and say, hey, either we fix the ordinance, it's not being slick, it's being right. It's doing the right thing. These are so incomplete, the ordinances are so incomplete, I mean, we used to fuss about it. You know, at any ordinance we can have a gripe. It's not complete. But as of today, it's not legal. Why we're here. Have a good day.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Holly Jones, 2603 Robert E. Lee. I heard a lot about liquor bottles being on porches and steps and clothing and blankets and whatnot. However, if we don't find something at one store, we're going to go to the next and find it. If we can't buy alcohol here on Sunday, people are going to drive to Leesville. They're going to drive to wherever the closest place is. On the kids, I have two. Sometimes things were much easier with them than others, but I can completely understand why parents might have concerns about a new business opening near in a park where kids spend time. Those feelings come from a place of care and responsibility, and that's something we all share. At the same time, it's important to remember the strongest protection our kids have will always be us. Their parents, their families, their neighbors who look out for them every single day. A new business doesn't change that. What we can do is bring some positive improvements, things like better lighting to that area where there could be squatters, where there could be people that slipped off from the bar at Miss Gina's or Fosto's. They could be hanging out. It could bring security cameras Someone had mentioned that as far as kids being over at the park and playing basketball or practicing basketball. So there could be a lot of upgrades that make that area safer and more welcoming for everybody. By staying involved, setting expectations for our kids, and working together as a community, we can keep our parks, our neighborhoods safe, and while still allowing growth and opportunity in our city. And just to keep perspective, there's already a hotel access across the street that houses contract workers and construction workers. We've all continued to keep our kids safe and stay watchful because that's what we do as parents and our community. This would be no different. Together, we can continue to make sure our community stays safe and strong and supportive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I will close the public hearing and move to the council. Any comments or questions from the council at this time?
The ordinance states, that it's not right. It's less than the 300 feet. And like Mr. Williams said, should have changed the ordinance to do that. If you want to do something like that, but the ordinance states. So he said, like he said, why are we here? If the ordinance states that it shouldn't be there, then it shouldn't be there. I mean, think about the kids across the street.
I want to remind everyone, we're not in church. This is a business meeting. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
The kids crossing the street, you know, anything's possible.
Right.
And I'm not, like you said, against the convenience store, but take it somewhere else.
Mr. Godfrey?
Everything been said.
I will say one thing in response, not against, just in response. I've heard it a couple of times. Yes, the ordinance says that, but none of you have been here to argue about us. The ordinance says no mobile homes in the city limits either, and we're constantly doing that and changing that and making exceptions. This is the same principle. We're making an exception, and we're not hearing any complaints about that. The ordinance says, and that's the law as well. That's just going to be my comment. I'm just putting it out there for thinking. Thank you. Mr. Hooper.
Mr. President, I look around this room, I want to say thank you to all of you. I look around this room and I see many, many friends of mine. Russell, I consider him as much as a friend as anybody I have. Jasper's in my district. I consider him a neighbor and a friend. Michael Jackson, I was gonna say he works out better than I do at the gym, but I see him at the gym. Vanilla and Bernadine. Vanilla, I graduated with Audrey. Bernadine, I graduated with Clarence. So I feel I know you. I went to school, I'm old, but I went to school with some of y'all. And when I worked at the bank, I'm proud to say I was even some of your bankers, for your bank. In fact, there's one in the back, and I'm gonna keep her unnamed. She said that I was the worst date she ever had, but that's another story we won't go into. So again, I fully appreciate, and I'm John Marcello, councilman here, and I'm only speaking as Councilman John Marcello, not on behalf of any of these fellas and ladies that are up here. This is only me. And I appreciate and empathize, and boy, do I appreciate the passion that you came to share with this city council to show your care and your concern. I'm not a proponent of alcohol, and I'm not against alcohol one way or the other. But I've had a family members that have had issues with alcohol. So I can understand. I can personally understand what you're saying. As a councilman, as well as my fellow councilmen. We have a responsibility not only for the safety of our children here in this community, but we have a responsibility for the safety of all the citizens, for all of you in this community. And believe me, we take that very, very seriously. And I assure you that this matter here has come with a great deal of thought. We also have a responsibility as councilmen, mayor too, to support economic development in our city. Councilman Hyde said increase sales tax. Yeah, that's part of it. That's not what it's about too. Sales tax does give us an opportunity, but it also helps us to provide the services that the city has. It also provides the quality of the services that the city provides. So yeah, we also consider the economic side of every decision along with the safety. You know, when businesses look at DeRidder, by golly, when they look at DeRidder, I want them to say, DeRidder's open for business. DeRidder's open for business. Now, I don't want anything immoral coming in here. Boy, I considered this carefully. I think we got to define liquor store. Put that on the table so we all have the understanding of liquor store. I asked myself, I said, you know, if Walmart wanted to purchase this piece of property over there on what I'm going to call the Pernice property, just because I know that's what we're calling it. If Walmart wanted to put a new super center over there, if Brookshire Brothers wanted to open up another store on that side of town in the middle, although they've got one there. But what if Rouse's, golly, I hear that so much. John, why can't you guys get Rouse's to come to DeRidder? And if Rouse's wanted to purchase that property, to come over there, I said, would we have an objection?
They wouldn't want it over there.
Okay. Would we call Rouse's? Would we call Walmart? Would we call Brookshire Brothers? Would we call them a liquor store? No, we call them a grocery store, convenience store. Both of these stores, Rouse's and Walmart, Brookshire Brothers, they stock way more alcohol in their stores than what Grab and Go would put in their store. I would call a liquor store, just for definition, this is John Marcello's definition, nobody's else. I'm going to call a liquor store a store that just sells packaged liquor, period. And you can disagree. I'm okay with that. But I'm just sharing with you like I gave you a chance to share with me. So many ask me, and I bet they ask these guys too. I know they asked Vincent because I've watched them look at him and say it. They say, why don't we get nice things in DeRidder like other cities? I'm going to tell you the one reason we don't get them. It's not because of the mayor. It's not because we don't get the opportunity to get a chance to look at it or for somebody to look at us. So when I see a store like Grab and Go wanting to come to our town, I tell them thank you for looking at DeRidder. Grab and Go, I don't know if you've been to the store. I can't come up here and vote on one thing one way or another if I hadn't put my eyes on it. You may have put your eyes on it and you've already made your opinion of the store. But I put my eyes on the store. So I went to Moss Bluff and took a look at this store. I want to see, when people come to DeRidder, I want to know how you operate your business. One, I like to know they're going to hire some local people here in DeRidder. Even like former Councilman Hyde said, they hire one more person in DeRidder. It's not working. Thank you. But anyway, I visited Grab and Go. It was very, very clean, which you might can see from up here of what they look like on how. Which what that tells you, and look around the other businesses in DeRidder, because this will tell you how they manage. They manage their store very well. They're very clean. I had an excellent barbecue sandwich there that I'd say you might want to get. But anyway, I define Grab and Go as a convenience store, not a liquor store.
Councilman Reynolds?
I think it's all been said. Thank you.
All right, at this time, I will entertain a motion to adopt.
Mr. President, I will make a motion, but let me just make one quick statement,
Okay?
if you will. Everyone tonight that has come to us with a good heart, with sincere concerns. To me, it's a close call, and overall, I think it will be positive for the east side of town and for DeRidder. And I will vote yes, and I will make a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Godfrey?
No.
Councilwoman Woods?
No.
Councilman Marcello?
Yes.
Councilman Hooper?
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilman LeBeau?
Yes.
President Larkin?
Yes, the motion been approved is now adopted by the council.
The ordinance authorizing the city of DeRidder through its mayor to enter into an agreement with Telus Health EAP for the provision of confidential support and counseling services for the city of DeRidder employees and otherwise providing with respect to thereto.
This time I will open the public hearing and ask if there be any public comments. Hearing no response, we'll close the public hearing and ask. Excuse me?
Can we respond the way we want to respond?
No, sir. Is it on this one that we're talking about right now? On the Telus Health?
Oh, no.
Okay, no, sir, that is closed. Thank you. If there are no public comments, we'll move to the council. The mayor is here and can answer any of those questions on Telus Health. Okay, may I have a motion to adopt?
Wait a second.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, what is this? What is, I mean, well, I guess my question is this, we have, health insurance in place, and wouldn't our normal health insurance take care of the same type of thing?
No,
It does not?
it does not. So, right now in the interim, the insurance that you have, if a police officer's out there or fireman's out there.
Excuse me, Mayor. I would like everyone to please, the mayor is speaking. Quietly leave, thank you. Okay, go ahead, Mayor, sorry.
With the insurance that we have right now in the interim, if a police officer or fireman has a traumatic event, the insurance we have right now would take maybe 3 weeks for them to get some counseling. This is an agreement that will allow that police officer to call someone that's in a network that can give them immediate counseling and immediate help. And I don't know if you've ever had a traumatic experience. But most times, the longer it takes to get counseling, the worse your condition gets. So this increase in the policy, actually it's approximately $2,700 a year. And I think it's great for our police officers and our firemen and also all the city workers to get help.
Is this, it's pretty much like online, Zoom,
Yes.
telephone,
Yes.
much
So-
faster than being able to.
Yes, exactly. So if a police officer has a traumatic event, he can go home, his wife can call him, hey, my husband's here, he's having some issues, this is what happened tonight. Or she can pick up the phone and call themselves and receive some help. It's a network that we would now be in if the council approved this insurance. Right now, we don't have that network.
So you're talking about immediate care.
Yes.
Right.
So I can have in 3 weeks.
Can I say something about that or no? Is that not allowed? EAP?
Well, it was for the public hearing, but we'll.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you. Mr. Hooper?
I had spoke with Ms. Buxton about that earlier, and I know that we've had some incidents where the men and women could not get in time. And during that time period, it's really, they need to seek counsel immediately.
Yes, sir.
So if that's what this will benefit our employees and get immediate or faster help, because our insurance company does not
Right.
Implement this quick service.
Right.
So she did explain that to me this week. So I think it'd be beneficial to our employees.
I understand, I just make sure we're double covered.
Right. Councilman Marcelo?
And so I fully understand, which just sounds like a very nice benefit for firemen and policemen. Normally, when I think of,
And city.
and
Yeah, all
everybody,
employees.
Yeah, all employees.
normally though, when I think of, I'm gonna call it PTSD, I think of that with the military, but I can absolutely, at this moment, which I didn't consider till now, see how it could affect our policemen, our firemen, and I'm sure there's traumatic things that our normal employees would need help with understanding too. Does it cover councilman? Okay.
So, and again, it's just, in the military, you can call, you have a number you can call and get immediate help.
Sure.
And I just think that our first responders and the city workers need the same type of support, especially with the things that they have to face day to day. With the Title N fires, our firemen are still going through things even this very moment. So, when I found out we didn't have that coverage, that's something that we need to get, and we just need you guys to support it.
Ms. Jones, I will allow, Ms. Jones is a licensed therapist, counselor, and maybe she can answer another couple of questions you may have or explain it to make it a little bit more understandable.
Yeah, so I actually work with several EAP clients. They are actually out of a lot of our big plants around the area have the EAP services, and even their children can participate in the counseling program. So it's not only beneficial for those city employees, but it's beneficial for their spouses and their children as well. And it's no cost to them either.
That's okay.
Thanks.
Understand.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions? Okay,
I move to adopt.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Councilman Marcelo?
Yes.
Councilman Hooper?
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey?
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds? Councilman LeBouf? President Larkin?
Yes, the motion being approved is the ordinance is now adopted by the council.
An ordinance authorizing the city of DeRidder, Louisiana through its mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with Boulevard United Soccer Association for the purpose of assisting the management of the recreation program in the city of DeRidder and repealing all ordinances and parcel ordinances in conflict herewith.
This time I will open the public hearing and ask if anyone wishes to make any public comments. Come on. Yes, ma'am. Please state your name and address when you get up here, even though we know who you are.
I'm Abby Miley. I'm at 155 Myers Lane here in DeRidder. I am a board member for Beauregard United Soccer Association, and I'm just here to answer any questions that you all might have. Just clarify anything that you may have a question about.
Do you have any statistics with you that Mr. Mark usually brings, just like how many kids? And
yes, sir.
just so everyone understands where the money's
yes.
going?
I believe that he probably emailed it as well to y'all.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was
Let
late.
people hear.
I apologize
Okay,
that
thank you.
he's not here today. He is at Fort Polk right now. He's not only refereeing, but he's also coaching a soccer team up there. So In the spring, we have two seasons at Busa. We have a spring and we have a fall. In the spring, we had about 510 kids, and we broke that up to boys and girls, 292 for girls, or for boys, 218 for girls. In the fall, it was 505, and just about the same split there. So that tells us that we serve a little over 1,000 kids every year. Those are kids that come to us. Some of them are repeat from season to season. Some of them are able to play football in the fall, come to us in the spring, play baseball in the spring, come to us in the fall. So we have all those things available for them.
Thank you.
Yes. So mainly, I just want to let y'all know that the reason why we enter into this agreement with y'all is because our fields are managed, taken care of solely by the nonprofit, which I believe we are the only one in the state of Louisiana that has that. We don't have the infrastructure of the city, and we have been able to manage that very, very well on a very, very good budget. Very little amount of money compared to other cities, other entities that are around us that are comparable. So without you all, we wouldn't be able to run this thing. We would not be able to do it at all, because we have some folks that help us out throughout the community, but mostly it's because of all of the registration fees and things of that nature. In fact, when the kids come to me, they say, Miss Miley, you know, they're so excited. It's 22 acres. It's absolutely beautiful. And I tell them, this is your field. You own this field. You have paid for this field. With the help of y'all, that's how we keep, afloat. But those kids own the field. They pay the prices, and they own those fields. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Ms. Mallon. Any other questions or comments from the council? Okay. All right, we'll close the public hearing. May I have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Second. Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Marcello?
Yes.
Councilman Hooper?
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilman LeBouf? President Larkin?
Yes, the motion being approved, the ordinance is now adopted by the council.
An ordinance amending chapter 12, streets and sidewalks by adding article 3 prohibiting unauthorized operations or construction of city-owned curb and gutter systems to provide for approved modifications under the supervision of the public works director to establish enforcement procedures and to provide for related matters, and repealing all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith.
This time I will open the public hearing and ask if anyone has any public comments. Hearing no response, the public hearing is closed. Any questions or remarks from the council? Councilman Reynolds can answer these questions for you. Mr. Reynolds, would you like to explain anything? Good?
I mean, I can if you'd like.
Sure, I would like.
So you see this all over town, and it's just kind of the city has a right of way, and the city, the streets belong to the city, the curbs belong to the city. That's all part of what we're supposed to provide for drainage and safe driving, et cetera. Where we are when our town was developed, the approachable, is that I'm saying right, the approachable curb was it's significant, and the newer cars get, the lower they get, and so people have decided they need to fill in those gutters. And so I just noticed over a period of years, and when we did, it costs a lot of money to mill and overlay a road. It costs the city a lot of money, and this is a way that we prolong the life of those streets. And I'll give you an example. If you've got a curb and gutter, and somebody has filled in the curb, the gutter, well then the water has no choice but to hit it and bounce out, and it just creates spot erosion. It tears up the road, and it just causes a problem. And this is just a I just feel like moving forward, you know, when we overlay, which we just did a real big overlay, and a lot of them are still there. And it's just gonna tear our roads up over time.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments?
Tear the roads up.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
We have a motion. May I have a second?
A second.
Please call the roll.
Councilman Hooper,
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods,
Yes.
Councilman Marcello,
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds,
Yes.
Councilman LeBeau,
Yes.
President Larkin.
Yes, the motion being approved, the ordinance is now adopted by the council.
An ordinance amending chapter 7, health and sanitation of the code of ordinances by adding as Article 6, maintenance requirements for retention ponds and stormwater management facilities within the city limits of the city of DeRidder and repealing all ordinances and partial ordinances in conflict herewith.
This time, I will open the public hearing and ask if anyone has any comments. Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. Any remarks from the council? Councilman Reynolds again can help you with that. Would you like to address anything?
I feel like I might as well. Did the last one?
Sure.
So, several years ago, I don't remember which business it was that came to Pine Street. I'm gonna say maybe,
KFC.
well, no, well, KFC was one, but more recently, I started realizing that the engineering thought process is that, well, what I did is I called Myers Engineering one day and I said, how much of our commercial property do we have to continue to give up for retention ponds? And he said, well, you might as well start planning on about 15 or 20% of your property. And I just thought that was discouraging, first of all, for anybody coming to buy property on Pine Street. I understand you have to detain or retain the water so that it doesn't hit the road all at one time. That's the point of a retention pond or a detention pond, which is great. I get it. I think we're losing too much commercial space because of it, but I can't change that. We only have so much commercial space, right? Which is why development is important when we can get it and don't have to do this retention stuff. But either way, I've noticed over the years, the more and more retention ponds we get, the more and more problems we have. It looks like they're not being taken care of the way that I think they should be taken care of. And this just gives code enforcement, you know, something to go by. Those retention ponds, in my opinion, could be a focal point, in fact, I think. I mean, some of them are pretty, if you make them look nice, and that's what I would like to encourage for our city. If we gotta have a retention pond, let's make it pretty. Care for it, take care of it. Weed eat it, whatever you gotta do, that's the thought process.
Councilman Hooper?
Yeah, was there any, ordinance or any guidelines to put a fence around these? No. Okay.
It's not required.
It's not required. So the ponds in our city, and Mr. Scott may be able to answer that, is the Walmart pond the only one that holds water? Or do these other ponds hold water? These retention ponds?
Very few of them hold water. Walmart is the main one.
Okay.
I have one that holds water.
So my question is should we have anything in place to have a fence around it for safety?
Well, that's usually up to the insurance company for that's up to the property insurance company,
Yeah.
typically.
Mr. Scott, any input?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's the only question I had.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Let me just say, many years ago when Highway 171 was, had a major improvement, the 4-lane turn lane and all that, I was told after a few years that there was design flaws in the engineering work of that by the state is one of the reasons we do not have enough gutters, that whatever you wanna call that, Dan, that kind of thing. That's part of our problem, why it's a lot of it is evaporated. Okay.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Godfrey,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods,
Yes.
Councilman Marcello,
Yes.
Councilman Hooper,
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds, Councilman LeBeau,
Yes.
President Larkin.
Yes, the motion being approved is now adopted by the council.
An ordinance authorizing the city of DeRidder through its mayor to enter into a contract with Time Clock Plus LLC for the purchase of time clocks and associated software, and repealing all ordinances and partial ordinances in conflict herewith.
At this time, I will open the public hearing and ask if anyone has any public comments. Hearing no response, public hearing is closed. Any questions or remarks from the council, you can direct them to the mayor.
I did speak with Ms. Buxton about the efficiency that this would add for the payroll and for the accountability for people being called out. So after she explained that to me, I'm in support of this.
I can also say it will be quite an addition. I mean, I know there's some cost up front, but we are still doing antiquated timesheets, handwritten. It's time.
How does this one work? I mean, it's I think the name time clock is maybe deceiving.
Yeah.
We're not standing in line punching a clock, I don't imagine.
If you are close to the time clock, it'll tell you, it's a GPS system as well. You can log in, you can check your hours, you'll be able to check your vacation days all on your phone. But you have to be very close to the clock in and the clock out. When I found out we were still using timesheets to sign in and sign out, we're way behind. And it's a very huge cost avoidance measure to use this.
My biggest question was, you know, I can log in at Brookshire Brothers, but you can't. You gotta be close GPS to the
Very close.
Correct.
proximity
Yes.
to the
Yes,
clock.
sir. Very close.
So the employees will sign in when they come in and sign out when they leave?
Yes, sir. So
And I guess it manages overtime, it
Yes.
manages all of these things that are manually done now, I guess, or through payroll or however that finance handles that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Councilman
And
Reynolds?
so I guess there would be multiple hubs, like
Yes, where the certain locations, for example, wastewater treatment plant, you know, they'll have
Okay.
theirs. And same thing with the city utilities guys here at the city hall. So
Is this gonna be police and fire as well?
police and fire have something slightly different already.
We have, it's called power time, and ours is, it can be a log-in geo-based, but sometimes our officers, they'll go 10-8 from home and go straight to the call. And so to have them come close within the proximity and clock in, it's not feasible, but it is a very accurate timekeeping for us.
And it will, I'm guessing it will also save time for whoever's ever keeping up with these sheets.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it'll also help me audit.
So-
It'll also help me audit the times. I'll know why you have this many hours, where you were, when you clocked in, when you clocked out. And it helps, it's a good management tool.
I will say, just to throw in there, because we talked about it this morning, just when police switched to the power time, getting away from the handwritten, it saved Holly an 8-hour day, just for us.
Right.
Because she had to read everything, verify it, but by the time she gets it, it's already into the accounting program, it rewrites it for Edmonds, right? Yeah, the Edmonds program, which is the payroll program. So our program changes its language and it goes in there, I mean, it's literally clicks of buttons now.
And it helps with accuracy and human error as well.
Good.
Anyone else? Okay, may I have a motion
I
to?
move to adopt.
Thank you, may I have a, thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Councilman Marcello?
Yes.
Councilman Hooper?
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey?
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds? Councilman LeBouf? President Larkin?
Yes, the motion being approved is now adopted by the council.
An ordinance authorizing the city of DeRidder through its mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the B-Optimists of DeRidder for the purpose of supporting programs and activities to the youth and residents of the city and repealing all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith.
This time I will open the public hearing and ask if anyone has any public comments. Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. Any questions from the council or remarks can be directed to Mayor Harris.
I've had a call on this. of someone else that's also interested in that building to look at it, to utilize it as well. One of the questions that I do have, and I'm familiar with Be Optimist, good organization, is I'm not understanding though how they will utilize, because I look at them as a civic organization, how they will utilize that building 7 days a week. And another group has asked if they could also use that building as well. And I'm just gonna call them out, and that's the BCAA. And I can understand how they can use office space 7 days a week, because they're in a building now going 7 days a week. As a member of the Lions Club, and I don't know if Optimus is like the Lions, like the Rotary, but I know my club would not need a building 7 days a week to occupy. And I think they both could be used, could possibly use that building. But at the same time, what I do understand from the BCAA is that they are paying, they're paying rent, they're paying utilities, and kind of saw them as an avenue to also continue that. And I did not know how Be Optimist, and they may be here, and I hope you are, to help me understand it, of how they will do that.
Okay, so Be Optimist is an organization that's actually helping the youth.
Right.
One of the concerns was, okay, we don't have anything for the youth, because I got a text about the guy leaving without me even knowing it. He said, hey, City of DeRidder is gonna take this thing over. I had no idea that was taking place. So I was actually at a conference when I got the text. We had no support as far as, we didn't plan for it. It was all knee jerk. And so Be Optimist said, they stood up and said they'll do it. Initially, I thought it would be a great idea for Be Optimist and BCAA to come together.
Okay.
But the concern that I have is they'll be bumping heads initially starting out. So I want to take baby steps. My objective right now is to get one organization in there. And if that one organization, because I can also manage it as well. And the thing is, we're just renting the place to them. We're doing the same thing we did with the organization that was there before.
Okay.
And BCAA also has the police jury to support them. So Be Optimist does it.
The police jury doesn't support us, except for they do supplement some of our rent due to the building that they were previously in. Was damaged, so they have helped out with that.
Okay.
But we are funded by the state, through the federal government.
Okay. Well, my intent is to get someone in, get an organization there that can focus on our youth.
Okay.
Because the word, we have nothing for our young people. And that was my intent, that is still my intent.
Okay.
So with Be Optimist, they satisfy that intent.
Okay.
Now, later on, if they get there and they're not utilizing the facility, then maybe we'll revisit that. But right now, I think going in, especially right now, going in, because of the way that the exit was, we went over, there were keys in the door.
I remember.
We went over, there was keys in the door was unlocked, everything was just no accountability. So we had to go in and do we did a complete audit of everything that's in there to make sure, for accountability purpose, by serial number.
Okay.
So one organization right now, we went twice. We did initially ourselves, then we went back with the organization, with Be Optimist, to make sure everything was accounted for. It's important to me that we establish something for our young people. Okay, so right now, this is for Be Optimist.
Okay.
Again, if later on, Be Optimist, we're working this thing. I have no problem revisiting it.
Okay.
But initially going in, I think it's good for the city to go in with one organization.
Okay.
And if that organization does well or doesn't do well, either way, if that organization have room, if we find that there's room for it, then yes, we can probably do another one. But right now, I just think to go in with two organizations at one time would be frustrating.
Okay, and again, for me to help to understand this fully, is there anyone here from Be Optimist that can tell us what they're gonna do in the building? And how
No,
they're gonna operate other than you, Mayor?
No, it should be in the city.
Of what they're, because this is my question, is there is an office space over there. And I don't understand fully, maybe y'all can help me, fully of with what their program is for the youth, why they would need that office space. And I do want the program for the youth, want them to operate it fully. But if there is another group that can also utilize that that building from the office, because I would like Be Optimist to say, we're gonna have somebody manning phones every day in that office, we're gonna be utilizing this office, because if it's not being used that way, then we're denying an opportunity for someone else to be able to use it, but then I don't know
Right.
the program.
So.
And that's just where I'm at.
The other organization that we had before, okay, that was there,
Okay.
wasn't there 7 days a week.
I mean, five, I should have said 5.
Right, so, and again, I'm not disagreeing with you, John, I'm not
Sure.
disagreeing with you, it's just that initially, I think that, and keep in mind, we're only renting the building.
Right.
That's all we're doing right now.
I understand.
And so, the CEA that we have, and what you guys are gonna vote on tonight, is for the CEA with Be Optimist. And again, I have no problem revisiting this later, after we see what Be Optimist is doing, to get BCAA or anyone over there, especially a nonprofit over, I have no issues with that. As a matter of fact, I believe that it should be more than one nonprofit. I think it should be other because collectively we can do more. So, but just to get something established for our kids to get a start, I just think that we should take baby bites, because I don't wanna take them to take on too much at one time as well.
When you say for who to take on too much?
I don't want anyone, I don't want BCAA to have to work with this organization and this organization, and they haven't worked together before. Right now, again, the council is voting for the CEA for Be Optimist.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to stay focused on. That's where we are. But again, I have no problem revisiting this with BCAA or any other organization that's wanting to go in there, provided they have space. So I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Okay.
Could I make a clarification as far as the youth program, and I'm the director. As far as the youth program, we do have a youth program. Our problem was, and I spoke before on it, is we don't have the space. I have access to money and could get the money to have a youth program, but I do not have the space, and in order to get that funds, I have to be able to say, this is the square footage, this is what we have, this is how it will be divided up, because in our grants and the way it works, we have to put in the square footage, and we have to divide up how much will this grant use, how much will this grant use, and how much this grant will use. So right now we're in the old Joe Band building, we have no room for our food pantry that we just started, which would be a full-time food pantry. We don't really have the space, and by the way, the residents have responded so well to that, and we have already helped so many people. But in order for us to start our youth program and to get that funding, we have to have a space, and we have to have a building that I can actually send into the state in order to access those funds.
So it echoes basically what you were saying, and actually the same thing that I'm saying. I'm not saying that, matter of fact, initially, I thought the two of them could come together, because I understood that. I was on that board, I understand.
Okay.
But just starting out, it's a lot, I think it's more efficacious for us to use one, and then as we see it again, we revisit, maybe a month, 2 months later, when we can see what Be Optimist is doing, we come back and say, you know what, we think you have space here, what do you think about this organization coming, because I wanna help as many kids as possible.
Okay.
You know, and I know you do as well.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I guess my only thing is, and I wish somebody from Be Optimist was here, because the question I would like to ask them is to, and I hear what you're saying, and you're taking the initiative that these two might not get along, or might not work together.
But then again, they may.
But then at the same time, I would like to ask BCAA, would you take the opportunity to work with the Be Optimist Club? And I would ask Be Optimist, would y'all initially take the chance or opportunity to work with another organization in that building? But if
well, the
you
ordinance,
don't think it's going to work.
The ordinance is actually for Be Optimist.
Okay.
So, and I agree with you. Again, I do agree with you. And I want them to work together. I'm all about working together to accomplish a common goal, and this is for our kids. And I do understand that Miss Melissa she's sharing that she can get more grants if she had more space. I get that. But just starting out initially, as far as the city is concerned, with the other organization that was there, I heard a lot of things going on there.
Okay.
So just to start out, and again, I have no problem revisiting this. No problem at all revisiting this.
And
Because-
this will be my last point on that, is that, and I don't ever want to delay progress for anything we do. I would like, if I was to have an opportunity to postpone this, to give, be optimist to come in here where I could hear them too, so I can make the decision to see if this would work or wouldn't work, I'd support you 100%. But without that, I don't think I can go for it tonight without a representative from Be Optimist telling me, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this and this and this and this. We're gonna use the office for this and this. We're gonna have these buildings that are used for this and back. Unless you know all that, they're not telling me all. I'm not getting a full, well, maybe these guys have it, but I'm not, I don't feel I have enough to say I can go forward with this when I don't really know their whole program. And I did know Kingdom Halls, or was it Kingdom Centers?
Kingdom Center.
He came up here and he told us this, one, he gave us his background of why he wanted to do it, which I appreciated. Then he told me what he wanted to do for the children. These are the programs that we're gonna do. I'd like to hear what are the programs that Be Optimists want to do. Are they gonna do homeschool study? Are they gonna do, it used to be Optimist Club, when my boy was little, Optimist Club was youth basketball. And I don't really know, Mayor.
I know some of the programs, but I don't know them all. I think you have a very valid point, so I think we need to. Yeah.
And I would think that there would be at least one representative here to say something of what they wanna do, since we're bringing it to a vote tonight, but that's only me.
Councilman Reynolds?
You tried to beat me to it.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna suggest that we table it as well, for the same reason. I'd love to know what they're gonna do. I mean, we gotta know that.
Yeah.
Additionally, there's some other caveats involved as well. And then, one more thing that I think there are several holes in the CEA as well that I would love to, share with whoever's interested. For example, reporting requirements, and I'm calling it reporting, but it would be nice to get an update quarterly or something like that from these organizations as to what exactly they're doing. I think we missed that. We kind of just do the same CA again and change the names. I think we should learn from our previous one. What we didn't get out of the last one, we need to try to get out of this one. And another thing in here is the insurance requirement. I think we should be listed as an additional insured. It's not, well, it does say in here. But, the other thing is, you get $1 billion aggregate basically with a basic policy, and it's pennies more to get a $2 million aggregate generally. Anyway, just a few holes that I would really like to go over, and if we can figure something out for multiple organizations, even better.
And without taking this any further, anyone that, and we did this for the Pernice property. Pernice property, and I wasn't at that last meeting either. And because there wasn't someone that was gonna speak for the Pernice property, we postponed it to give them that opportunity. I'll be honest, the guy that came from Kingdom Center, God, I liked him. I wanna have the same feel of passion from the people from Be Optimists that are gonna come to this meeting to see and give their say on why they want the building.
Gotcha. No, so as a quick rebuttal, Councilman Reynolds, I agree, there should be some reports. I agree. We need to go back and do that, because I like reports, I need to know what's going on. I appreciate that. And what you're saying, John, I agree as well.
Thank you.
I agree that someone should have been here to at least state their point, and the points of what they're planning to do, so to give us a clearer understanding, so I do agree. And I like the fact that we can agree to disagree on certain things, but I do like the fact that we can still agree on things that we really agree on and not be concerned about, other things. So, again, if you decide that you wanna, again, you guys are the ones voting, if you decide that you wanna postpone this or to table it, that's fine with me as well, because I do believe that we need to have someone to actually define what they're doing.
And I think we need to have someone in that building.
That's right. And someone, and that's the objective. We have to get someone in that building.
Yep.
That is moving our city forward without children.
And the comments that I made, I am all for BCAA. I'm all for Be Optimist. And I want to see both organizations operate successfully in a city-owned property.
Actually, it'd be in a perfect world, I could see about 3 or 4 LLC,
Sure.
nonprofits in there, because, you know, if it's big enough, then we get more nonprofits in there, they can help build our community, build our children, and then so forth. So I appreciate it.
President Martin, I'd like to make a motion that we table this for postpone for further review of possible tenants as well as some loose ends of the CEA.
Would we do 2 weeks or 30 days? 2 meetings or 1 meeting? What's your?
They can be here next meeting.
Can we do it?
They can be here next meeting.
Okay. So postpone
And
to
at the same time with BCAA being here to.
entertaining a motion to postpone this until November 24th meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Marcello?
Yes.
Councilman Hooper?
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilman LeBoux?
Mr. President, I won't be here next meeting. Can we
Okay.
do 30 days?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Okay, we'll amend.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. We'll amend the motion for 30 days, which would be to December the 8th meeting. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Councilman Marcello?
Yes.
Councilman Hooper?
Yes.
Councilman Godfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Councilman Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilman LeBoux? Did he say
Yes.
President Larkin?
Yes. So we have a motion to postpone this ordinance and public hearing to December the 8th. Any reports from mayor, directors, and chiefs?
What a day. What a day. First of all, I do commend all the citizens coming in and expressing their thoughts and their passion for their city. As one of the speakers said tonight, you guys put us in these seats. Your votes matter. You matter. So for you to come out here and leave your houses, and you're not getting paid to be here, we are. So this is what we do. We get paid to be here. So for you to take that time out and express yourselves, I, as your mayor, appreciate you being here. I have to share with you, we don't have to always agree, but we should always be civil and respectful. We expect respect, so we give respect, and we get what we get. So, as we go home in our communities and we talk about what happened tonight, my prayer is that we understand that although we want all of us want what's best for our city, a lot of us see it different, and it's okay to see it different. It's okay not to get what you want all the time, okay? But at the end of the day, I just ask that you respect one another and not allow anger and frustration to overwhelm you, because we're all examples for somebody. To the council, I want to thank you guys. Again, I don't agree with everything that happened tonight, but I respect your opinions, and as the mayor, I didn't have a vote. But as the mayor, my job is to enforce what you guys agreed upon tonight, and I'm going to do my job. So I want to tell you, thank you very much. And Darren, can I say something about it?
I was gonna ask if I could talk, but yes.
Well, I'll say that best for last. So our code enforcer had gone to some training. Can you want to talk about your training a little bit more, real fast?
Very briefly.
And your new name.
Very briefly. We went to St. Louis for 4 days, actually 5 days. Flight got delayed, got canceled, and I had to fly out on a Friday and come back and go work the trick-or-treat trail. But Went to the conference. A lot of things that we're doing is good, but a lot of things that we're doing is not good. And the mayor and I have talked. There's some things that we're going to start working on. And one of the things that a lot of code enforcement departments throughout the United States are changing their name from code enforcement officers to make it seem like you're the popo and that you're public enemy number one. And one of the things that I tossed it around in my head while eating chicken wings, and one of the names I came up with would be something like neighborhood restorationist, preservationist. Instead of saying we're here to enforce and make you do something, because when you say enforce, that means you're gonna make them do something. It softens the blow a little bit, and we're looking at rebranding the color of our vehicles and everything, so it's not looking like we're pulling up, fixing to pull somebody over and give them a citation. And then that's another thing, all code enforcement officers, with the exception of DeRidder, can give citations. Okay, that's all.
So the thing is, we're gonna use a softer approach, but we're gonna enforce the codes. We're gonna enforce the codes. I want you guys to understand that. So neighborhood preservationist will be the new title. We'll talk more about that. But the codes will definitely be enforced. He'll have a different approach. His vehicle will be a different color. That's the plan, change his vehicle different color. But at the end of the day, people will be held accountable for maintaining and living within the codes that you guys approve. So I want to share that with you. Darren?
Well, first of all, the chief wanted me to remind everybody of our toy drive Friday night. It's gonna be at the fairgrounds. And there's an auction, raffles, the hip dinner, and I think tickets are $10 at the door. And there's still tables if anybody wants to buy one. But proceeds will go to Heroes for Hope, which has been started locally here by the sheriff in the city. And those funds collected will go out to like Toys for Tots and other Angel Tree, I think somebody mentioned, may try to help them this time, but different entities like that. And it's to help people and to get kids toys, have a good Christmas. So that's Friday night from 6 to 10. And I also filed my retirement papers Friday.
They're not accepted.
Kind of a by the way thing. No, I applied for the 911 director's job, and they appointed me Thursday night. So December 1st, I'll take that job.
Well, congratulations.
And so I'll still be serving. I just got reassigned.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
That's all, Mr. President.
That's all y'all got? Mr. LeBoux? Ms. Woods?
Just want to say, I thank all the veterans for their service. Tomorrow's Veterans Day.
Councilman Godfrey?
I just want to say, this meeting didn't go where a lot of us wanted to go. But thank God we're still here to work together. Put all differences aside, let's move forward. We're all here for the betterment of the city, not the betterment of me, but for all. So we're here to work together to make sure we stay together and the city continue to move forward as one, not separate. And I want to say thank y'all for everything that y'all do, Councilman and also Mayor and your staff. Thank y'all for helping us keep the city moving the way it's going. Chief, I miss you on this side, but continue to serve. Thank you for your service, sir. Amen. Thank y'all very much. That's all I have.
Councilman Reynolds?
Thank you to all that served. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Councilman Marcel?
Tonight, when we were having our discussion, I heard a couple of things from the good citizens that were kind enough to come speak that kind of concerned me a little bit, and maybe y'all heard them too. I heard one of them say that there are bottles being thrown out in their neighborhood, and then I heard the pastor say that he found somebody sleeping in front of the church, and my only thought for that was, is, can we ask for a little more police patrolling for that area if there seems to be some kind of an issue? And especially since, and I hope at some point they really feel comfortable with the new store that's gonna go there. But if they have that kind of concern, they'll see that we are watching it, we're not just letting it go, that,
We do have cameras that we're installing over at Veterans Park.
in that area, okay.
More strategic locations in that area, yes, sir.
But if the pastor has an issue, boy, I wish he'd have let us know that, and that's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I have a compliment for the council and the mayor and for Allison Hanchy. I was talking with, and she said it was okay to share her name. Her name is Barbara Combs. Barbara Combs is a senior citizen like me, and we were talking at the hospital gym. She was telling me because of her health, she really needs that gym. And the hospital is really renovated, made a beautiful gym, but that's not what I'm talking about. Then she told me that if it wasn't for, and I thought this was kind, she said if it wasn't for the city transit to come get her, she could not go to the gym and she could not go back home. She's a little older than me, more like Vincent. And but she lives alone. She has some health issues, but she's trying to stay healthy. And she can no longer drive. And I told her that I'm a city councilman. And she wanted me to share with you guys that to say thank you for that service, that she truly appreciates it. And sometimes, what else here? What did I want to say? Oh, and again, it's with all of us. We vote for the transit system. Allison runs the transit system pretty well. And Mayor, you oversee that. So we're all involved, and so that's a compliment to each and every one of us. Sometimes you never know how our city services affect people and they tell you how much they need them and appreciate them. And I know a lot of people don't use the city transit system, but for those that do, they really seem to appreciate it. My one last thing, I put this on front of everybody. There is a Veterans Breakfast tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the American Legion. It's a complimentary breakfast. It's hosted by the Sons of the American Legion. It's a time that the Sons and whoever comes, you get to personally say thank you to the veterans. This is active duty and retired. Say thank you to the veterans and their family for their service and their sacrifice to our country. And again, it's a chance for us just to tell them thank you for the freedom that we all enjoy as Americans because of their service. And that's tomorrow morning at the American Legion, Highway 112, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. They're welcome.
Councilman Hooper?
First of all, I want to thank all of our veterans. I did see a post today about our veterans that work for the city. We have several veterans that are police officers. I don't know about our other departments, but I know we have veterans, even the mayor is a veteran. Thank all of you for your service, and tomorrow is your day. Darren, thank you for all the service that you've done over the years for our community. You will be missed, but we're gaining an asset to the 911 office to be able to work better with our citizens and our city. So thank you for stepping up for that. Yeah. And Mayor, I had a constituent reach out to me about problems with their water in Green Acres. I know we don't have a legal or anything that we can do, but is there some way to reach out to them with any concerns that citizens have? How do we handle our constituents that have problems with the water department because it's not a city entity.
Right, it's a private entity, Magnolia, that owns it.
Magnolia.
Yeah.
And I'm in communications with them,
Okay.
so.
Well, I'll let you know the constituent's name that she's having a problem with the system.
Okay.
So, and I'll let you do the birthday.
You can do it.
Oh, well, our clerk, our city clerk,
Glenna.
Glenna has a birthday next week. So want to say happy birthday to Miss Glenna and thank you for all you do.
Well, thank you very much, and I share that birthday with Keith's sister who passed away from breast cancer, and I want to thank everyone for everything they did last month in the month of October in support of breast cancer.
I have no further business. This meeting is adjourned at 7:15.